Have you ever wondered why the strongest villains in anime always seem desperate to stay alive? Yet one of Demon Slayer's most powerful demons smiled as he chose death? That moment when Akaza, Upper Moon 3, destroyed himself wasn't just another demon's end. It was the key to understanding the darkest truth in the entire series. And trust me, once you see what I discovered about his final moments, you'll never watch Demon Slayer the same way again. Think about this. A demon who could punch through mountains, who fought the flame Hashira to a standstill, who had every reason to want to live forever, chose to die. But here's the real kicker. It wasn't because he was defeated. It wasn't because he was weak. It was because he remembered something so powerful, it made immortality worthless. You see, before he was Akaza, before he became the demon who terrorized the strongest Hashira, he was just a boy named Hakuji, trying to steal medicine for his sick father. Yeah, that's right. The demon who seemed obsessed with strength actually started his journey trying to protect someone. Man, the irony here is almost too much. This kid gets branded as a criminal for trying to save his dad, and those tattoos they marked him with, they became the same blue patterns we see on his demon form. Talk about carrying your past with you, right? But wait, it gets even better. When everyone else saw a criminal, this dojo master Keizo looked at Hakuji and saw something else. He saw potential. He saw someone worth saving. And for a while there, our boy had it all. A new purpose, a new family, even love with Keizo's daughter Koyuki. He was learning martial arts not to destroy, but to protect. He was becoming stronger for all the right reasons. Let me tell you though, this is where Demon Slayer hits you with that emotional gut punch it's so good at. Because just when Hakuji found his happiness, just when he had something worth protecting, everything went sideways. Rival dojo members, jealous of his strength, poisoned the well. Both Keizo and Koyuki died, and our man, he snapped. 67 people died by his bare hands that night. 67. And guess who was watching? Muzan himself, probably thinking he'd just hit the jackpot. And this is where everything we thought we knew about Akaza gets flipped upside down. When Muzan turned him into a demon, Hakuji forgot everything. His father, Keizo, Koyuki, all of it. But here's the wild part that most fans miss. He didn't completely forget. His body remembered what his mind couldn't. Ever notice how he never, ever ate women? Even though Muzan straight up gave him permission? Or how about the way he remembers every opponent's name, treating them with this weird respect that no other demon shows? Let's talk about that compass needle technique of his for a second. Everyone thinks it's just this crazy, powerful ability that lets him sense fighting spirit. But nah, that's not the full story. That technique, it came from Koyuki's hairpin. My man literally turned his last memory of love into his strongest weapon, and he didn't even know it. If that's not the most tragically poetic thing in Demon Slayer, I don't know what is. Remember that fight with Rengoku? Everyone saw it as this epic battle between good and evil, but watch it again knowing what we know now. When Akaza begs Rengoku to become a demon, he's not just trying to recruit him. He's desperately trying to save someone who reminds him of Keizo. He's trying to prevent a death he doesn't even remember experiencing. The way Rengoku refuses, choosing death over compromise, it's literally history repeating itself. And Akaza's trapped in this cycle he can't break because he can't remember why it hurts so much. But then, we get to that final fight with Tanjiro and Giyu, and everything changes. When Tanjiro hits him with that line about true strength being about protecting others, something clicks. All those buried memories start surfacing, and for the first time in over a century, Akaza remembers who he really is. And what does he do with this revelation? He chooses to die. Not because he's weak, not because he's defeated, but because he finally remembers what strength actually means. Think about that for a second. The demon who spent centuries obsessing over getting stronger realizes that true strength was what he had as a human all along. The power to protect, to love, to make choices that hurt you but save others. In his final moments, he's not running from the sun anymore. He's running toward the light, toward Koyuki, toward the promise he made so long ago. And that's what makes Akaza's final battle so much more than just another demon versus Slayer showdown. When those memories hit him, when everything finally clicks into place, we're not watching a villain's defeat. We're watching someone wake up from a nightmare that lasted centuries. Think about carrying that kind of weight, that kind of regret. No wonder he smiled at the end. He wasn't just dying, he was finally breaking free. You want to know the real reason this hits so different? Because Akaza's story isn't just about demons and slayers. It's about that moment when you realize you've lost sight of why you started fighting in the first place. It's about how easy it is to forget your purpose when you're caught up in getting stronger, better, faster. Man, who hasn't been there? Look at how it all comes full circle. The same guy who once killed 67 people in a rage because he couldn't protect 2 people he loved ends up choosing to die to protect countless others from the demon he became. That's not just character development, that's a masterclass in redemption. But here's the thing that really gets me. Akaza never needed demon powers to be strong. His real strength? It was always there in his human heart, in his will to protect, in his ability to love so deeply that even becoming a demon couldn't completely erase it. When he refused to hurt women, when he remembered every opponent's name, when he offered Rengoku a chance to live, that wasn't Demon Akaza acting. That was Hakuji, still in there, still trying to keep his promise. So yeah, maybe Akaza isn't the villain we thought he was. Maybe he's the wake-up call we didn't know we needed. A reminder that true strength isn't about how many opponents you can defeat or how powerful you can become. Sometimes it's about having the courage to remember who you are, even when those memories hurt. Sometimes the strongest thing you can do is choose to stop fighting. Because in the end, Akaza didn't just die. He chose to live, really live, for one perfect moment as his true self again. And if that's not strength, I don't know what is.